Hello and welcome to Peter's Practical Tarot. For this reading, we are asking, what do you need to know right now? So this is an all signs reading, but this video only has 6 signs: Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. All right, there is a second part or a first part. All right, however you find these videos linked below. The video was getting a little too long, so I had to cut it out here, but all the readings should be up now, so go ahead and check out whichever placement calls to you. You can always check your sun, your moon, your rising, I don't know, north node, Venus, I don't know, whatever is calling to you. All right, you are in charge of your journey here. Take the messages that you feel are for you, leave the rest, trust yourself above everything else. And yeah, so to let you know a little bit more about the reading, so I am asking, what do you need to know right now? And I start the reading with an energy check. So if this first part of the reading sounds like something that you might be encountering or something that you would like to hear more about, then definitely hang around, listen to the rest of the reading, and then we get into what do you need to know about your deepest, most inner self, how you're showing up to the world, how the universe is affecting you, and anything else that you need to know or that you might not see coming on this end over here. So that is the gist of the reading. If you have any questions about the spread, please feel free to ask me. If there are messages for you, I would absolutely love to hear from you. Your likes, your comments, your subscribes, you sharing my videos, or checking out my other content absolutely helps. Lets me know if you'd like to see more videos like this and if my readings are resonating with y'all. So thank you for sharing your energy with me. I'll see you at your reading. Hello, Aries, 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 Sun, Moon, Rising, or whichever placement brought you here. We are asking, what do you need to know right now? We are starting this reading with an energy check. So if this part of the reading resonates with you, you know that you are at the right place. If it doesn't, please feel free to check out a different placement. Now, you do have Gemini showing up here, being multifaceted, balanced, curious, okay? This is mutable energy, okay? So some of y'all could be getting out there, exploring. You could be exploring your local community, okay? I'm thinking of the 3rd house in astrology, which can rule transportation, like short distance travel, getting to know somewhere new. Maybe some of y'all might even be considering moving somewhere to like a new neighborhood or something like that, or just getting to know the new neighborhoods around you, new people around you, a lot of communication. And it feels like as you kind of get out there, or maybe you have already been getting out there, you are going to have this potential to create something new, to be in a creative energy, okay? With the new moon energy showing up here, this is the potential to start something new, start something fresh, feeling reinvigorated, okay? So if you have any intentions that you've been setting, I feel like you're going to find a lot of support by putting yourself out there and talking these things out with others, right? Or you might even be kind of getting out there and meeting new people, and in turn coming up with new ideas, learning new things about yourself. So yeah, let's get into the rest of the tarot. Let's see what else you need to know right now. All right, if that energy resonates with you, let's keep going. And if it doesn't sound like your story at this moment, please feel free to check out a different placement. All right, so we have the moon showing up reversed in your innermost. You have the 8 of Swords is how you are showing up to the world. How the universe is affecting you is the 2 of Pentacles, and things you may not see coming over here is the 7 of Wands. So I'm gonna say it feels like a lot of you are very in your fields, and maybe that's why you're being asked to put yourself out there, okay? You have the 8 of Swords, which is an energy of kind of keeping yourself trapped, okay? You've been in your cocoon over here, maybe hiding, very in your head. The Swords energy rules your mindset. So the way that you're perceiving information, the way that you're talking things out, and with the moon showing up reversed in your innermost, I'm getting that there are things that you are not allowing yourself to feel. So there's this need for you to get in touch with your feelings, asking yourself, what have you been hiding from yourself? I feel like there's something here that you've been keeping from yourself, or kind of keeping, like, it's like if you're how do I say this, like there's something that you don't want to face about yourself, some truth about you. It could be something as well, I say simple, right? But it could be something, it's not simple, right? But just kind of not facing the stressors that life is placing on you, or trying to be avoidant, right? Avoiding responsibilities. And it could be some deeper truths, right? Maybe this desire to create something different, this desire to charge towards something new with the new moon showing up here, and this potential that you just seem to be avoiding at this moment. Nonetheless, the universe wants to provide you with this opportunity to find this balance. You have, I love how this balance card here, oh sorry, I just got additional messages here. But I love how this balance card has, the whole spectrum of the rainbow here, which shows me that you, by kind of taking this chance, this opportunity, by allowing yourself to socialize, to communicate, to understand things in a different way, you are going to find that balance within yourself. I'm getting that it's going to take you out of your shell. The imagery that I'm noticing here, right? Like right now, you are showing up to the world very hidden, secluded in your cocoon, right? Unwilling to kind of get out there. And the thing about the Eight of Swords is that we do this to ourselves, we kind of refuse to get out of our head, or we refuse to look at the light, or refuse to spread our wings. But what does the universe want you to do? It wants you to spread your wings at this time. More of this air, even though this is the Two of Pentacles, the butterfly imagery is making me think of air. So there is something about communication, right? The way that you are sharing yourself. Some of y'all could be like hearing news, or kind of, but what I'm getting it is, like, honestly, because you have the pentacles here as well, I feel like you're going to have to do some of the legwork here, okay? Like communication and new ideas and inspiration can be yours and is coming your way, but you have to be willing to put yourself out there. You have to be willing to share and take that first step toward maybe getting to know a new community, okay? With this Gemini energy, this is all about sharing your ideas. This is all about being willing to participate in different groups. I don't know, maybe you're like a big, it's like a hobby, right? Maybe you want to, I don't know why I'm thinking of woodworking, okay? But maybe you like to work with wood, right? And then you're like, maybe I'll go to a group where other woodworkers meet, or I'll join a forum, or I'll see where there's a community where people can talk about this, right? And then you kind of get out there and get to know people, get new ideas, get re-inspired, want to do something, right, with that information. And this is the thing that I feel like it could start with maybe related to something that you like, an interest or a hobby, but it can develop into something else, something different, like maybe the inspiration won't stop at woodworking. Maybe it'll inspire you to do something else, right? So just kind of this need to socialize is what I would say here. Okay, now with the Seven of Wands and what you might not see coming, I do feel like, the first thing that I want to notice is that there is this little fire, right, amidst all of these wands. And I do feel like you are being beckoned to kind of what's the word? Goodness golly. Are you stuck? Are you feeling stuck? Are you having difficulties charging toward this inspiration? Okay, that's what I'm sensing, okay? But that you're kind of heading toward the light in the sense of finding that inspiration, the thing that feels good over here, but that's not going to come without its challenges. I can actually see, I feel like you got the Seven of Wands here because standing your ground, or feeling proud of yourself, or maybe channeling the part of you that is confident enough to charge forward is missing a little bit, right? So for some of you, there could be this need to work on your solar plexus chakra. Okay, I would say like your sacral and solar plexus chakra could need some balancing. So that pertains to your creativity, your creative pursuits. So, whatever that looks like for you, like finding some hobbies, finding things that inspire you, things that aren't, is not necessarily because you want to monetize it, or is not necessarily because it's a career choice or whatever, but finding something that you can do just to allow yourself that space to be creative, have some fun, use your mind in a different way, right? Learn from people in a different way. And so that's, I feel like, what you're being asked to explore at this moment. But I can see that that can be very challenging. The Seven of Wands is standing strong and standing proud amidst everything, okay? And the thing is that, right, like, I can see how that can be difficult, okay? But that is something that you're being asked to work through, to kind of maybe take those little small steps. That's why the Two of Pentacles is here, right? Because you're not charging full force into something new. This is more about trying to figure out how you can balance things, particularly in your material realm. What I'm getting is like what you're doing in your everyday with your creativity, right? So how can you be a little bit more creative every day, or how can you add a little bit of creativity to your daily routines? So that might look like, since we started with the woodworking example, I don't know why we went there. Okay, but since we started with that, all right, maybe you're not necessarily like carving out some wood or going to a class or going out and buying everything that you need at once, right? But it could start by, reading a book, watching a video, watching somebody do something, right? Maybe you're buying, the next step would be like buying a small piece of wood, whittling away. I don't know, right? I don't know why I'm using that example, okay? Like apply it to whatever creative pursuit you have, okay? But take small steps toward working on that. And then I feel like be willing to learn from others, okay? Because there's something that can emerge here from you giving yourself that space to be creative. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple of extra cards from my little deck of self-care just to see if there's any messages, additional messages for you, anything else that you need to hear. Wow, some things popped up. I didn't see what it was, so I just popped it back in the deck. But, if there are any messages for you in this reading, please let me know. Leave me a like, a comment, subscribe, share my videos, whatever way you want to let me know that there was something here for you. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, I would highly appreciate it. All right. Okay, so you have My Truth is My Truth. You have Touch Something Soft and earth energy and trees. Okay, so yes, all right, so little things that you can do for self-care. Look, I'm gonna say the 8th here is my strength card, and this, I was having this conversation with, now I'm having this conversation with you, okay? So the thing about the strength card and the true strength is that a lot of times we perceive ourselves to be strong for charging forward, right? Standing in our power, standing our ground. And the thing is that facing things that don't really scare us and feeling constantly confident and always knowing how to take care of things and vanquish demons and get over our fears, that's not true strength, right? Like that's not being brave necessarily, right? Like being brave and being truly strong can come from doing those things that scare us. That's when we actually show true strength and bravery, valiance, being valiant. But yeah, right. So like there's this need to get in touch with your softer side. Be okay with the vulnerable parts of you that are saying, wow, this is a little bit scary. This is a little bit intimidating, right? Maybe you do want to join some sort of creative group or something and you're like, oh, feeling inadequate or feeling like you don't know how to share your light in that. Or I would say, Because I'm getting this sense of like needing to strengthen your ego. Oh, I didn't even touch on the solar plexus, but yes, okay, this need to strengthen your ego. So the Leo, yeah, the strength card is Leo energy, which is all about authenticity, about having a strong sense of self, knowing what feels good for you. Okay, so it's see the spirit, you know, we were being reminded again. Okay, that yes, okay, getting in touch with those parts of you are also needed. You know, a lot of people think of ego as a bad thing, but we need this to navigate the world, right? You should be sure of yourself. You don't want it to turn into arrogance, but you do want to have a little bit of that confidence within you. So that's something that could really need your attention. And don't be afraid to delve into your softer sides, because as you confront those fears, confront those parts of those types when you feel vulnerable, that's actually strengthening you, right? So you could even start by doing things that don't require a lot of risk, you know, like, I don't know, maybe you're trying a new dish at a new place, right? And you're kind of like, oh, well, even if you find out that you didn't like it, it's kind of like, oh, okay, you know, I mean, obviously don't try anything that you know you're going to hate, right? But kind of like encouraging yourself to try things that are low risk to help you build up that confidence of trying new things here, okay? So get in touch with the softer sides of yourself as well, those vulnerable parts of you, okay? And also literally like touch something soft. That can be a form of self-care, okay? It could be like yourself, you know, a squishy, a pet, a blankie, okay? Don't be afraid to be vulnerable here, okay? Also grounding yourself, okay? This is actually sun energy. Why did I don't know why I associated with Earth here. All right. Oh, I see. Okay. See, sorry. This is sun energy, which is more ego, more sun, more joy, more creativity, more authenticity showing up for you here. Okay. Like there's this fire within you that is just waiting to rise up. Okay. But I see that. I remember this. It's like, yes, you're going out and finding yourself and your true joy, but also grounding that, right? Once again, bringing this to the practical realm, okay? And hence the need to get out into earth, catch some sun if you're able to, right? If you live somewhere where it's sunny, or kind of get outside, you know, talk to nature in that sense of, you know, allowing yourself to explore and feel grounded and connected to both your creativity and bringing that into a way where you can actually feel it, right? So yeah, and then you have my truth is my truth, okay? So maybe this is just a mantra that you need to hear at this time. My truth is my truth. I hope that it means something to you, all right? You know, I want to say like honor, you know, especially those of you who, you know, back over here, feeling very in your head, hiding from your feelings, hiding from your authentic self, you know, not being true real with yourself, okay? You know, I feel like there's a truth that wants to come out to yourself, to you, okay? And honor that and allow that to exist. You know, if you're feeling like you've been hiding for some reason, if there's some truths that you haven't wanted to face, you know, being okay with that. Wait, you know what, like this is true for me and that is why I am accepting it, and that's how you're moving through this, okay? I hope that makes sense. All right. Aries, but thank you so much for being here. If there were any messages for you, please let me know, and I hope to see you again sometime. All right, we are moving on to Taurus. All right, let me go ahead and pack this up. All right. Hello, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising. Welcome to your reading. We are asking, what do you need to know right now? And we are starting this reading with an energy check. So if this part of the reading makes sense to you, then you know that you are at the right place. If it doesn't, please feel free to check out a different placement. Wow, you have full moon and the 10th house showing up over here, okay? Some of y'all could be, closing out cycles, regarding your career, you have with full moon, this is all about culmination, release, bringing light to situations that are not working and allowing ourselves to release. Okay, full moons are about closure and cycles ending here. Okay, and then with the 10th house showing up, this is your career, your public life, how you navigate the world, where you are being seen the most, right? So that's why we think about it in terms of career, but it could also just be how you are interacting with others, socializing, who you are in your social circles. Okay, so there could be something that is shifting in these spaces for now. Yeah, let's see what else the rest of the tarot has for you. Okay, yeah, wow. Seems like big moves are happening at this moment. So let's see what this is all about. You have the Mother of Wands. You have the Seven of Cups. Wow, the 10 of Cups. Wow. And the Ace of Pentacles. Oh my goodness, golly, Taurus. This is so beautiful. I love it. All right, Taurus, what do you need to know right now? Look, new potentials, new opportunities, the universe wanting to provide you emotional fulfillment despite a sense of fatigue, exhaustion, being tired. You have the Mother of Wands showing up reversed in your innermost. Okay, so this is how you're doing in your own innermost, how you're showing up to the world, how the universe is affecting you, and anything else that you need to know right now. So with the Mother of Wands showing up reversed, right? The Mother of Wands is passionate. They charge toward what they want. They aren't afraid to charge toward what they want, and they do what they want because it's what they want, right? Want. So what do you want, all right, Taurus? And that's the big question here, okay? And I almost feel like some of y'all have been nurturing something with the full moon. It could be that you're taking care of something that has been exhausting, that maybe hasn't been growing, that you don't see it expanding over here, and it's actually leaving you depleted, like unable to charge toward the things that make you feel good. Or I get a sense of just feeling stifled or not creative, but I do get the sense that you're shedding a new skin, that right now you're being asked to explore all of these options. You have more choices than you are giving yourself credit for. And I feel like the universe wants to provide you this opportunity, right? Like with the 10 of Cups, like it's coming, it's here. So don't be afraid to, with the 7 of Cups, I'm going to say, like, don't be afraid to explore your options. Okay, the Ace of Pentacles here is reminding you to take it slow, that you will have opportunities to cement things. Okay, your material realm can be changing, shifting. So that would be, yes, with the 10th house of career, that is very much in the pentacles realm, in the earthly realm. But also it could be, like your living situation, your physical appearance, your, I don't know, anything that your routines, okay, things like that can be shifting here. So you do have choices to make, but I get the sense that it's really interesting, because I almost get the sense that there is no wrong choice. Like, I don't know, maybe some of y'all are afraid of misstepping over here. The 7 of Cups does talk about the good, the bad, the beautiful, the ugly, having all of these choices, which can be very overwhelming. But with it showing up upright, I see it like you might be having these difficulties, right? Sevens can be challenging energy, right? You can be overwhelmed by all of the potential. But I get the sense that as long as you are aligning and finding this balance within yourself between, your outer world, who you are, with the sun and the moon showing up here, right? So you're a strong sense of self, aligned with your feelings, right? Doing things that make you feel good, doing things that are strengthening who you are, and bringing this, into the light, and being very cognizant about this. There really is no misstepping, because the universe is saying, hey, from the 7 of Cups you go to the 10 of Cups over here, giant leap. So it's almost like whatever choice you make, as long as it feels good, and as long as it nourishes your soul, and it makes you feel like a more authentic version of yourself, this is going to bring you a beautiful spectrum of experience, okay, and emotional fulfillment. The Ten of Cups, a lot of people think it's the happiest the happiest card in the deck, all right? So, like, I mean, I think it's one of the happiest cards in the deck, all right? But this is, the universe saying, yep, like, you do you, like, it's going to feel good, okay? Some of y'all might feel like you're taking a step back with the Ace of Pentacles, right? It's almost like, I'm going all the way back to the beginning. But the Pentacles is reminding you that as long as you are careful in your material realm, so as long as you are doing the work, right? Like, let's, I don't know, let's say you're, well, with career showing up here, right? It's like, as long as you're not, how do I say this, right? Like, I don't know, maybe you're exploring new venues, right? It's not like you're sitting there and just waiting for a job offer to come your way. Okay, it's more like, as long as you're doing the work, looking for things that interest you, looking for things that feel good, looking for things that that feel right, that maybe kind of take you away from the sense of exhaustion, right? Like, you're doing the work here. Okay, but there's the seed of potential. Okay, the Ace of Pentacles is not a guarantee, but it is a promise of potential. If you nourish the seed, if you take care of it, it can grow. You can turn this into your Ten of Pentacles, right? From the Ace to the 10, right? Growing all the way through. And that's what the universe wants you to know right now, that you are being supported, that, as long as you're being real with yourself and being willing to put in the legwork, you will be shining bright over here. The 10th house is how you're being seen. I feel like you're going to be seen as, I don't know, like, just someone with a lot to offer, okay? The 10 of Cups is being in community, right? So I think of, for example, the 9 of Cups is very individualistic and a very independent energy, finding that emotional fulfillment within yourself. But with the 10 of Cups, it's emotional fulfillment amongst others, right? Like family, friends, community. So I feel like you will be shining, being seen, and being recognized here as someone who does have a lot to offer. So yeah, I think this is beautiful, Taurus, all right? Good for you. Now, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple of extra cards from my little deck of self-care just to see if there's anything else here for you. But I'm going to say, if there were any messages for you here at all, please feel free to let me know. Your likes, comments, subscribes, you sharing my videos, everything truly helps and lets me know if there were messages here for you, all right? So you have, I love this, okay? So more Capricorn energy showing up here. So sorry, the 10th house is Capricorn energy, okay? Career. So the devil definitely had to make an appearance, okay? He rules this realm. And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go back to this because a couple of things with the devil card is that it rules this recognition, of bad habits and things that aren't serving us in this release. So definitely get real with yourself about the things that are depleting you so that you can avoid them moving on. But on the lighter side of the devil, you have the promise, the potential, right? Like, of whatever you dedicate yourself to, it's going to pan out, right? Like, if you work hard at something, you are going to welcome in this benefit, okay? Like, the benefits, okay? I'm gonna jump all the way over here to water, okay? I do feel like getting in touch with your feelings and doing the things that feel good is going to be very important. This is the Moon card showing up for you over here, which is reminding me of the 7 of Cups over here as well. So very much getting aligned to your dreams, your feelings, your hopes and aspirations, okay? Like, allow your feelings to speak to you. But yeah, and then you have 21, okay? I love this. This is the World card, okay? And this is essentially telling you, like, well, look at how much you've grown is what I'm saying, right? But the 21 being the last card of the deck, this is you closing out a cycle, okay? Back to this full moon. And this, I love it when messages just kind of confirm themselves here, okay? It's like you are closing out something, a big step, and I want to remind you that For those of you that maybe you're kind of looking at this Ace of Pentacles and thinking maybe I'm taking a step back, or I'm not sure what's going to pan out with this opportunity or where I'm heading, you know, this reminder that you're not starting from scratch. You're actually starting with all of this knowledge and all of these experiences that have taught you so much, and you've grown so much. So this ending of this cycle and starting a new beginning, getting back into, right after the world comes to the full again, and new opportunities, and you're not starting completely foolish, right? You're starting with a lot of wisdom, with a lot of lessons that you have learned, and you have grown so much. So honor yourself where you're at and look at how much you've grown, okay? So, yeah. Oh, yeah. As far as self-care, okay, maybe that is your mantra. Okay, reminding yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, hey, look at how much I've grown, okay? Or I have grown, right? Or recognizing that, okay? Also, you do have, okay, this once by the thing. So if there's something that you've been wanting to buy or invest in for yourself, you know, I did make a note, check your bank account first, right? But, you know, hey, allow yourself, you know, to treat yourself here if you have the ability and capacity to do that. And also getting in touch with water, right? So either finding a body of water, going swimming, taking meaningful showers, or even hydrating with intention and gratitude, right? So as you drink water and kind of honoring that energy, you know, to kind of help you hydrate and get in touch with your feelings and things like that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there, Taurus, but please let me know if the messages resonated. Let me know if there was anything here for you at all. I would absolutely love to hear from you. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you, and let's move on to Gemini. Actually, I'm gonna drink a little bit of water first. Gemini. Wow, I really need to clear my throat there. All right, Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. Welcome, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or whichever placement brought you here. We are asking, what do you need to know right now? We are starting this reading with an energy check. So if this first part of the reading does not resonate with you, please feel free to check out a different placement, all right? So, wow, goodness, golly. Okay, Gemini, this is going to get so specific. So if this is not your message, like I said, please check out a different placement. Wow, see, okay, so right before I started, I was getting like really choked up. Like I felt like coughing and stuff. And then right now, I felt like choked up again. Like that was really weird. Like I almost felt nauseous and sick. So I don't know. That was really weird, heavy energy. Wow. And it just started raining. Can you hear that? It just started raining so hard. Well, okay. What chaos is ensuing, Gemini? I don't freaking know. I almost want to jump straight into the tarot because... Okay, no. You know what? I'm going to take a step back. We're going to continue with this reading, all right? Like I said, if this is not your message, please check out your other placements. I have part 1 of these readings also linked below. So, you know, if your placement is in the other video, you can also check that out, okay? But goodness golly, you have Chiron, you have Venus, okay? This is just, what do you need to know right now? I feel like your relationships, love, partners, okay? Your relationship to beauty, your relationship to love, your relationship to creativity, your relationship to how you're seeing the world feels very hurt right now. With Chiron, I feel like your core wounds are heavily showing. You could be feeling very vulnerable, very in a state of pain, like where you might actually like I don't know, I'm getting a lot of discomfort. There you go, like discomfort. And for some of you, you know, I'm getting the sense that you're having trouble either communicating this, sharing this, speaking your truth. You might be keeping this all inside and don't know exactly what it is that you are trying to heal or working on healing at this moment. Wow. Okay, I'm just gonna say it because I just, you know how like the rain just kind of started pouring, like some of y'all need to cry, like let it out, like cry, bawl, talk to a friend, talk to someone if you can, or cry to yourself, talk to your spirit guides if you really feel like there's no one you can, right, like let this out to. I feel like this need for you to, I don't know, like scream it out or something. Like that can be so cleansing. I want to remind you that crying is a form of strength, that as we cry, our brain actually and our tears release these, what is it, like hormones that actually allow us to think like more critically, and that allow us to release, right, like there's an actual physiological healing component to crying. So do not feel ashamed of doing that. The rain is really coming down, okay? So I really get the sense that you need to, I don't know, it's like to let it out, okay? Is what I'm gonna say, and it's gonna be so cleansing, okay? Wow. I want to remind you with Chiron energy that whatever it is, so first of all, actually, I'm gonna get specific. So Chiron, everybody here can have a different placement unless you checked your Chiron placement and it's in Gemini, right? Like, so that might be something that you want to look into, like into your birth chart, your astrological birth chart. There could be some additional information for you there. If it's not something that resonates with you, hey, you looked up something, it wasn't for you, you can dismiss it. But for those of you that it might resonate, okay, this can be the starting point toward your healing, figuring out what your Chiron placement is and what house it is in. It can give you a lot of information about what core wounds you might be carrying. Now, for others of you that maybe are not that into astrology or don't really have access to your birth chart or know how to do that, you can think about the things that are constantly causing you hurt. For a lot of you, this could be your dynamics in relationship, right? It could be inner child healing. It could be for a lot of us, right? These are wounds that we are carrying from childhood, relating to others, pay attention to the patterns that you are repeating, in the sense of, if you keep getting hurt by people in the same way, or constantly feeling betrayed, or maybe you have, the same fear coming up again and again, right? Like a fear of pursuing a certain career, or fear of, I don't know, going out in public. I don't know, like whatever it is, or showing up authentically, right? Or kind of, pay attention to things that make you really uncomfortable, okay, because that could be part of identifying those core wounds. And what I want to say about Chiron and those core wounds is that, unfortunately, these are things that are with us the rest of our lives. I wish it was something that it was like, oh, now I know it, I learned about it, I took care of it, I healed it. That's unfortunately not how it works. Nonetheless, as you work through these pains, there is so much potential for healing for yourself, and to actually be a supportive energy for others as well, right? And I'm not saying that, oh, you're going to recognize, your core wounds and then you're going to go out there and become a healer directly, right? Sometimes we are the best healers just by living our most authentic lives, by being our most authentic selves. And then people see that, right? And people can be learning from you. So you can even create healing in that sense. It's not like you have to do the active work unless you want to, right? If that's something that you want to do. But recognizing those core wounds and understanding them within ourselves actually opens up our understanding to, like to where others might be hurting, and how we can be supportive as well. But it starts with you, okay? It starts with seeing it within yourself and taking that action toward healing. So, goodness golly, I feel like I just went on a giant rant, but all right, Gemini. Let's get into the rest of this tarot. All right, what else does Gemini need to know right now? I want to say, for a lot of you, these wounds are around relationships and creativity. Okay, so it could be either or, or I'm getting with Venus showing up here. Okay, because Venus can be like partnerships, how you date, how you kind of interact with others, have fun. It could be around children as well. All right, like core wounds that you have from like as an inner child, or as a parent. And then it also rules passion and creativity, right? So it could be with difficulties expressing your passionate side, your creative side, and showing up authentically. Okay, so these are a couple of themes, potential themes that you might want to look into and be introspective about. Okay. Obviously there's more, but these are some of the ones that I'm seeing here. Oh, beautiful. Oh, Gemini. Oh, sorry. So you have the Six of Wands. I'm already feeling so beautiful for you. You have the Six of Wands and you have the Wheel of Fortune. This is the universe, like, changing your luck. Your luck is changing over here. Okay. You have the Ten of Swords reversed. Yep. And then you have the Seven of Pentacles reversed. Okay. Yep. Look. Some of y'all are refusing to do the work. Okay. I'm just gonna throw this out there. Okay. Over here, other things that you need to know. The Seven of Pentacles showing up reversed. Okay. The Seven of Pentacles, it's such a conflicting energy, because you, and I'm saying you, well, general you, right? But in the Seven of Pentacles energy, okay, there is this tension between everything that you've done and everything that you still need to do. And sometimes, because of everything that we've done, all the work that we've done maybe for our self-healing, all the work that we've done for ourselves to, whatever, right? We think that it's enough, but the Seven of Pentacles wants to remind you, like, I'm sorry, darling, but it is not, okay? Like, there is still work left to do, and I wish that there wasn't. I wish that I could be like, this is going to be easy. And that's just not the case, right? Like, it's not always easy. But after the Seven of Pentacles, right, it's the Eight of Pentacles, and that's, kind of being diligent, knowing where to direct your energy, and then you get your harvest with the Nine, and then you get to share it with the 10, so like there is progress happening over here, but there's just a little bit more work left to do. So for those of you that are feeling frustrated, I'm gonna say, like, don't give up. This is not the time to give up. Okay, the universe is begging you to close out cycles. There's something in your mind and your thought patterns with the Ten of Swords showing up over here. This is how the universe is affecting you. The universe is screaming at you. Why are you resisting? Why are you believing the lies that you've been told? Why are you allowing these self-limiting beliefs to rule your life? You are not seeing things clearly because you refuse to get out of this energy. So how can you change your mindset? That's what the universe wants you to do. And here's the thing. It's like, I know that sounds terrible. Like, oh, just change the way you think. Like, I know that it's not that easy. I understand. Okay. But it's, there's this sense of needing to start somewhere. Maybe you're not changing your whole value system. Maybe you're not changing everything at once, but maybe starting to take out one dagger at a time. Okay. Maybe you have all of these lies, all of these values, all of these things that were kind of shoved in your face at once, and making you feel betrayed, making you feel hurt, like you're unable to move on, right? And you just kind of start taking one at a time. What am I talking about, right? So, like, in practical terms, this could look like, reminding yourself that you get to be authentically you, right? That, with the Six of Wands showing up here. Okay, this is beautiful energy. This is you showing up victorious. This is you rising up, sharing your voice, communicating, not being able to fly high, not being afraid to fly high, and reminding yourself that you are. See, here's the thing. See, even there, right? Like, it was like, no, I'm not able to do that. And it's like, no, you are. You have to say, I am, I will, right? Because here's the thing, like, even if you're telling yourself, no, I just can't do that, right? Like, that's already limiting, right? So let's take the opposite, right? I'm not saying that words are going to fix everything, but thoughts, and there is power in words, and powers in thoughts. But let's say that, you do say, okay, I'm going to try. And it's like, I'm going to do this, and it's like, maybe you fail. right? But if you keep reminding yourself that you are going to do this, right, it's going to kind of encourage you, right? If you change your understanding about, oh, well, I failed at this, but this is kind of what went wrong. So this is how I can take this information to change things up the next time I try, right? Then like we're slowly starting to change things. Okay. I'm gonna go way back to what I was saying earlier. Okay, for some of you, some of the daggers that you're removing are around fears of showing yourself authentically, okay? Fears of being in the limelight, right? So it's like you deserve to be seen. You deserve to be heard. You deserve to fly high. You deserve, to rise above, to be cherished, to be recognized, okay? There's something about your sense of worthiness. The Six of Wands is a card of Leo. It's a card of showing up authentically. It's a card of not being afraid to be in the limelight and kind of, with the blue, I'm really getting of speaking your truth, of speaking like who you are, right? And I feel like a lot of this speaking is the way that you speak to yourself. How do you speak to yourself? Do you tell yourself nice things? Do you remind yourself that you are worthy? Do you remind yourself that you are wonderful as you are? Do you like how are you treating yourself and your thoughts? I feel like a lot of that is the way that you're speaking to you, okay? Especially with the way that this showed up. There's something about you needing to stand up to yourself and be like, no, self, right? Like, I am wonderful, I am beautiful, I am smart, I am, brave, I am, all of these things, okay? I feel like your understanding of your circumstances are changing. Okay, I want to say you have 2 10s here, 10 10. In case that means anything, with the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune and the 10 of Swords. And then 6 and 7, progression, yay. Okay. But with the Wheel of Fortune, it's showing up in this position, I feel like you're understanding that you can take a little bit more control of your luck. Sometimes, or you are choosing, you are deciding that you are going to take more control of your luck. A lot of times life throws hard things our way, and it throws obstacles, and everything's a mess and everything is chaos. But I feel like the universe, the message for you here, what you need to know right now is that amidst this chaos, there is wisdom to be gained. And if you want to, you can choose to take the wisdom from negative experiences, from things that haven't worked out, and use that to help you, as you're soaring higher, as you're finding your confidence, as you're continuing to do the work toward yourself. There's something about recognizing the lessons when you were down and out, because that's the nature of the Wheel of Fortune. It goes up, it comes down. I love that it showed up right, because it's telling me support from the universe, good things coming your way. But also in this position, it's like you are saying, all right, I am also working on my luck. I am also trying to learn from these lessons. I'm going to switch things up. I'm going to use what I know in order to be able to finally close out these cycles, right? To start working toward your healing, to start addressing these wounds that are keeping you from feeling authentically you, to feeling good, from charging toward feeling stable even, like maybe it's not like you want to be 100% of the time elated and woo, I'm soaring, but even just strong enough to fly, strong enough to not always be in Ten of Swords energy, or and move on from the Seven of Pentacles, because the reversal to me here is like you're almost out. There's just a little bit of work left to do. So these challenges are almost over. There's just more to do in your material realm. So that means tangible things, tangible steps, like actually opening up the book, or going online and googling your Chiron, or going online and figuring out how to strengthen my inner self, how to show up authentically. Or for those of you, we were talking about like, your so Venus, which you can rule relationships, right? Like actually researching your relationship patterns, actually researching maybe your passion projects and things that you can do, researching how to get comfortable with your authentic self, or how to learn self-love, like actually doing the work, okay? So goodness golly, I feel like I'm just going off on a rant here. I'm actually gonna do something different from you. Sorry, for you. Sorry, I got really close to the mic. Hope that wasn't scary. I'm going to pull a mantra card for you. Oh, I love this. Look, this fell. Did it fall on camera? I hope it fell on camera. You saw this, okay? I am worthy of receiving, okay? This is Empress energy. Love yourself. Cherish yourself. You are worthy of receiving. So accept this, okay? Remember being in that feminine energy of accepting support, of taking things and creating abundance, you know, especially with this, you know, this Wheel of Fortune is like, you know, if you take a lesson, right? You know what the Empress does? She takes this lesson and then she creates something bigger and greater out of this, and takes this knowledge, right? So it can be in your material realm, creating abundance in your material realm, but an abundance of knowledge, an abundance of wealth, an abundance of self-love, an abundance of creativity, okay? Like you can multiply these things here. Yes, all right, that is your mantra for the time being. I am worthy of receiving. Remind yourself every day, okay? I'm going to say, repeat it to yourself 3 times a day. So like 3 times in the morning, 3 times in the middle of the day, and 3 times before you go to bed, okay? I really hope that you do your homework, all right? And I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, Gemini. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll have to see you again sometime. Let me know if there were any messages for you. All right. Goodness, golly. All right, we are going to move on to what's after Gemini. Cancer. All right, I need some water. We are going to cleanse our energy. All right, hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or whichever placement brought you here. We are asking, what do you need to know right now? We are starting this reading with an energy check. So, I love this. Are you Cancer showing up for Cancer, okay? But I was saying we are starting this reading with an energy check. So if this part of the reading does not make sense to you, then please feel free to check out a different placement, okay? Yeah, let's get into this, all right? I love that Cancer showed up here, okay? This is you being asked to stand in your power. I feel like some of you could be finding yourself figuring out who you are, getting in touch with, you know, you like nurturing yourself, getting in touch with your sensitive sides, taking care of yourself, like really making some time for you is what I'm getting. And here's the thing, as you make time for you, as you focus on yourself, as you find this balance within yourself, then you have conjunction showing up for you here, okay? What is conjunction talking about, right? Like when we talk about conjunction in celestial terms, we talk about when, you know, like two planets come together, union, okay, integration, when there's synergy, okay. And I feel like this can look different for a lot of people. I feel like, okay, I'm gonna start with you, okay, focus on you. For a lot of you, there are two parts of yourself that you are integrating, okay? This could be that you are discovering a new side of you, that you are almost maybe having a shift and you're integrating who you are becoming and who you once were into this new, stronger version of yourself, you know? In this conjunction, in this sense. And for others of you, I'm just going to throw this out there. There is very much partnership, conjunction with others coming your way. Now, this can very much be romantic. We'll ask the tarot right now in a second. We'll see what shows up, all right? But this could be romantic for some of you, okay? A lot of times conjunction can remind me of that energy. Or it could be a friend, right? It could be a coworker, it could be a boss, it could be a business partner, like somebody that you are coming together with where you can integrate your knowledge, integrate your experiences or ideas or whatever it is that you are or resources, okay, and using it to create and build more. And the thing is that I feel like you are going to have this opportunity, or some of y'all could already be experiencing this, okay, because of how much you have strengthened yourself. So the more that you continue to focus on you and strengthen who you are, strengthen your knowledge, strengthen your resources, your wisdom, your like whatever, okay, it's like the stronger you are, the more you are kind of calling in supportive energy. Now, something I want to say about conjunctions is be very mindful of the energy that's showing up for you, because conjunctions are very clearly about being in alignment and having an equal give and take, okay? Like you might not necessarily be giving the same thing, in the sense that, you know, like to speak in practical terms, right? It's not like, oh, I have $100 and you have $100, and now we put them together and we have $200. Okay, sometimes it could look like that, right? That would be conjunction and being aligned and having the same, sharing the same. But you know, it might look like, well, I have $100, but I'm, you know, and then your person has, well, you know, I'm gonna take your $100 and then I am creating this thing and blah 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 that we can then sell to, I don't know why I'm thinking a business here. Maybe some of y'all are coming into business project or something, right? And then we can sell it, and then we can have $200 or something like that, right? Whereas like, you know, there's still an energy exchange where neither of you feels like the other person is taking more than the other. And I'm going to say be very, very careful, because if you feel like there are people coming into your life right now that are taking more than they are giving to you, then this is not the right people. This is not the conjunction that you are looking for. The right people, you are going to feel like you are meeting eye to eye. Even if you're not like, right, it's not like we're both putting in $100 into this, right? You're still sharing something, right? Maybe it's an energy exchange, maybe it's physical, maybe it's emotional, okay, whatever it is, you are going to feel like you are seeing eye to eye. So be very mindful. If it's depleting you, taking too much, it is not the right energy. So let's get into the rest of the tarot and see what else is showing up for you here. Wow. Woo. All right, actually, I felt like doing a proper shuffle here because the cards are all jumpy. I get a sense of excitement. I don't know if that's your excitement or the universe's excitement to share something with you, but let's see. You have the Daughter of Cups. This is in your innermost. You have the Seven of Swords showing up in how you are presenting yourself to others. The universe is affecting you is the Magician. And the Mother of Swords is things you might not see coming or anything else that you need to know over here, okay? So look, I feel like above everything, you are being asked to be very strategic, to be in slow and steady and learning mode. Okay, right now you are learning about yourself, learning about the people that are coming into your life, learning about the resources that you have access to. Okay, before I get into this, I want to point out, so the Magician's the only one that showed up upright over here. Everything else showed up reversed, okay? With the Mother of Swords here reversed, to me, that is the biggest indicator of slowing down. All right, whenever I see swords reversed, and you actually have two swords reversed, I'm seeing it as talk less, listen more, okay? Or ask a lot of questions, okay? You are wanting to learn from people. You are wanting to receive information, right? That's why, you know, with this, you know, kind of what I was saying earlier about the conjunction, that, you know, if you feel like somebody might be depleting you or taking too much and things like that, if you're starting to get those feelings, ask a lot of questions, okay? You're not rushing into something, and you're not necessarily cutting people off completely, okay? Something about the Mother of Swords is that in this attempt to be very wise and logical, she can sometimes be a little callous or a little careless with her words, which I'm also seeing with the Seven of Swords over here, okay? The Seven of Swords is all about strategizing, coming up with a game plan, but the reversal to me, and these reversals to me over here are saying that you need to be very mindful of how you are acting. that you are not turning manipulative, that you are not, or you're manipulating for good, not for evil. Okay, you're trying to take control of the situations so that they work, and that they're creating something fruitful. Okay, but there's a difference between being tactful and harmful. Okay, because like the combination of these energies here, when I like these two together, it just gives me the energy of someone who can be very, like, how do I say this? Look, if it's not your story, it's not your story, okay? But maybe somebody out there needs to hear this, okay? This is an energy of like, I had to do what I had to do to survive, right? And that can sometimes look like being sneaky, being shady, being manipulative, cutting people off, right? Like not really caring about other people's feelings. Like you need to do what you need to do to survive, right? But I feel like what the universe is telling you right now, that maybe at one point that was true, but that is not who you are anymore. You're being asked to release this, okay? You're being asked to be mindful of this energy, that at times, it's not like you're beating yourself up for whatever, right? But like it is a time to shift that energy and be mindful that you're not being kind of hurtful to others or taking advantage of others either. Okay, so back to this conjunction energy, it goes both ways. I talked a lot about if people are depleting you, okay, but it also can be about you and making sure that you are giving your fair share as well, right? That you are not just taking too much from others, because then that energy is going to come back and then you're going to feel depleted again and things like that. Okay, so just kind of be mindful of that. All right, I do feel like overall, this is about learning, asking the right questions, yes, coming up with a game plan, but be mindful that your game plan is strategic and logical and not how do I say this, but like don't forget to put a little bit of love into the situation, particularly like self-love, like like a touch, a smidgen of consideration. The Daughter of Cups showed up over here in your innermost, and I do feel like there's something here about you working on your self-love and that actually strengthening your logic. It's almost like these this reminder that these ideas are not explicit, okay? That love and logic, that passion and reason are not completely separate, okay? So you having love for yourself, you knowing your worth, you taking care of your needs, right? And this can start with the Daughter of Cups energy. This is somebody who's very willing to take a chance, willing to kind of start slow, but it showed up in your innermost. And so what I'm seeing it is as this need to slowly start taking care of yourself, right? It's not like you're going to do, I don't know where you're at right now in your self-love journey or taking care of your needs and things like that. But this reminder to maybe take a step back and assess things, even like, am I drinking enough water today? Did I eat enough vegetables? And I don't mean this in a shaming way. I just mean it in the sense that, come on, like we need vegetables, okay? Like this is the truth. But, or am I eating enough food, right? Am I eating things that make me feel good? Am I getting enough sleep? Am I getting enough, like not just sleep, right, but rest? Am I doing things that make me happy and that make my soul happy? Like there I feel like that as you have this soft, gentle approach toward yourself, this actually strengthens your ability to be more logical, to be more reasonable, to come up with stronger game plans, if that makes sense. It's like you don't have to, because I'm getting this sense of being very tough. The Mother of Swords, she is known as the widower card over here, and she's, right, somebody who had to do what she had to do to take care of her business because of her circumstances, right? So there's that energy here there of being so strong and being so like strong-willed here, but underneath it all, there's still this love, this soft love that you're being asked to start with yourself here, okay? The Magician. I want to talk about the Magician. I know I've been ranting, but I want to talk about the Magician because I like that it showed up upright, okay? Because if it was reversed, I would have, the Magician
the magician is the master manipulator, okay? And I see manipulator in a good way, okay? They know how to manipulate, how to control all of these resources. They have access to everything to create what they want. When I see it reversed, I'm like, like that would have been really scary, strong energy. But this is why I was telling you earlier that that the universe wants you to switch things up, like whatever it was that had to happen before is just no longer the case. It's like you have this newer understanding of how to use the things that you have access to. And the magician also wants to remind you of the new resources that you have encountered through your journey, through your trajectory. There's something about like new wisdom, new understanding, like new feelings, new just like potentials, ideas, even financial and material resources. I always say about the magician that this is not about having $1 million to create something. It's about using the dollar that you have wisely. So that's what the magician is here for, to tell you, hey, you have access to more things than you are giving yourself credit for. So honor yourself, honor everything that you've worked so hard for, that everything that you've built, everything that you've worked to be so authentic you, and to find yourself over here. Like, remind yourself of everything that you've created, and then I feel like you're being gifted, right, this opportunity to start something, to share something, to have the support of others, right? Like I said, I feel like as you strengthen yourself, this external support is also coming for you, okay? So goodness golly. All right, Cancer. Let's see, which direction do we want to go? Do we want to do, I think we're going to do self-care deck. All right, let's do the little deck of self-care, see what else is showing up for you here. All right, you have, wow, that was not for you. Maybe we don't want to do deck of self-care. All right, let me see. Yeah, that was for you. Okay, you have meditate, you have 21, and you have eat orange. All right. Oh, it's funny. I like how the eat orange showed up, and then there's orange over here. Yeah, for some of you, there could be like a new passion project, a creative pursuit. I'm just gonna go out here with conjunction. It could be like you're starting a family, okay, or wanting to start a family, okay, or that can be coming your way as well, because it's the energy of creation, and by family, I mean it could be like marriage, children, like that sort of thing. It doesn't have to be, right? It could be marriage, pets, plants, I don't know, okay, but kind of like creating a new something. Eat orange is associated to your sacral chakra, so that could be something that needs balancing at this moment. So you can do things like eat orange foods like carrots, mangoes, peppers, citrus, sweet potatoes, cinnamon, pumpkins, okay, like whatever, I know it's not pumpkin season, but whatever you have access to, all right, to help you kind of find that balance. And also consider the things that inspire you. What is it that you want to create? What makes you feel in an energy of creativity, and then pursue that, okay? You also have a meditate. So this is my hermit energy in my deck. So it could be that, as you are maybe interacting with others, going back, to this energy of your learning, you're taking in information, you're asking the right questions, you're being asked to kind of take a step back and go into this hermit mode so that you can process this information. The hermit goes into isolation deliberately so that they can use this time to heal, to process, to develop their understanding. And so make sure that, especially if you're maybe feeling a little over socialized or something like that, that you still make time for you. Allow yourself to be still. You can follow a guided meditation, you can follow sound healing, you can use this journal. These are just ideas, all right? You do what works for you. And finally, I love this. You have 21 showing up with the world energy. Okay, this is asking you to tell someone something nice and mean it. Okay, who means the world to you? Share that with them. Okay, it could be someone you love. It could be a stranger. Okay, this is more about putting that positivity out there. Okay, and furthermore, with the world energy showing up, there is something here about a level up waiting for you, okay? Because the world is at the end of a cycle, and when we're closing out cycles here, we're getting ready for our next level up. So you have some sort of level up coming your way. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there, Cancer. But if there are any messages for you here, please let me know. Let me know if this reading made sense to you, because I felt like I was a little all over the place, so I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much. I hope there were messages here for you, and I hope to see you again sometime. Bye. All right. I am going to move on to Leo. Leo? Yeah, after Cancer is Leo. All right. All right. Leo, Leo, Leo. Hello, Leo, and welcome. We are asking... sorry. Hello, Leo, Leo. Sun, Leo, Moon, Leo, Rising. Welcome to your reading. We are asking, what do you need to know right now? We are using the first part of the reading as an energy check. So if... oh, wow. Wow, if this part of the reading resonates with you, then you know that you are at the right place. If it doesn't, please feel free to check out your different placements, all right? This is part 2 of the video, so the links to the first set of signs that I did will be posted below in case you're looking for a different sign, all right? That being said, let's get into your reading. Wow, you have the second house of finances, values, possessions. Okay, this is the house of self-worth. Okay, so yes, it is about what you possess, the money that you have, but it's also about the value that you give yourself, right? As a person, how do you see your self-worth? How do you value your time, your energy, your sense of who you are? And then you have sextile with harmony, ease, and compatibility. So I'm going to say a couple of things, to start with you. Okay, I do feel like, one, you're being asked to assess these parts of yourself, how you're valuing your time, how you're valuing your energy, assessing your self-worth and your possessions. I'm gonna throw this out there because this is ultimately, practical tarot. For some of you, it is about where you are investing your money, or what you're putting your money into. Is it something that actually makes you feel good, or are you kind of just spending money to try to fill a void that is unfillable, right? And kind of thinking, look, I'm not shaming anybody, right? Like, if something really brings you joy and you're kind of spending, like your money on that, right? Like, I'm not judging you, okay? But this is just kind of like something that can come up with this house, an idea that can come up with the house, okay? Because, for example, sometimes we spend a lot of our time and energy doing something to try to make us feel better about ourselves, and it's not really genuine, right? So, a couple examples, right? So like, this can look like spending a lot of money on expensive things, or things, right, that we think are going to fill the void, but then it doesn't really do anything for us. Or, giving a lot of our time and energy to someone or something. Like, it could be a friend or a partner, or like a work or career, right? Because we think it's going to make us feel good, but it's like we're allowing that value to be assigned to us, to be given to us by society or by others, rather than us valuing ourselves, right? So this is about you finding this harmony and this support within you to say, like, hey, this is what feels good for me. This is what I want to spend my time doing, right? I don't want to overwork so that they can tell me that I'm valuable at work. I mean, if you do, you, okay? It's your life. But, it's like, I want to spend my time, doing this, relaxing, drawing, painting, hiking, I don't know, whatever you do, okay? But truly honoring yourself outside of the value that others are imposing on you, or that society dictates, or whatever, okay? With harmony, ease, compatibility, I feel like you are going to start finding this. Like, this is going to come to you easier. And I'm seeing it, with sextile. I'm seeing, like, supportive communities, okay? Because, so sextile in astrology, right, is kind of like the angle, and it's an angle of support. So who is this? This is Leo, right? So you could be just finding support. Sorry, I was trying to think of like who sextiles you. So that would be other fire signs. So like Aries, Sagittarius energy could be significant. It doesn't have to be, right? But really is just about people that are surrounding you. And I was thinking, like, it's not like just one person that is coming and boosting you. It feels like it's coming from all of these directions. And like there are people out there that can, like, I know what I just said. I know that the value has to come from you and from deep within, and it does, okay? But I do feel like you have supportive energy around you that is going to help you see that. It's like, and this is where I'm going to be very careful about this, right? Because people can tell you how valuable you are, right? Like, just for being you, right? It's like, you don't even have to do anything, right? Like, I just think you're awesome because you're awesome, right? Like, you're an awesome Leo, so great on you, right? And you might not believe it, right? So it has to come from you. You have to accept it. You have to say it to yourself, right? Because it doesn't matter how much people tell you. Like, if you don't see it, then it doesn't matter. But I do feel like there are going to be either circumstances or people, like some sort of support over here that's going to push you toward that true recognition of your worth, and it's going to come easy, okay? It's not going to be like, for example, like, oh, you've been overworked and had to do so many hours and blah blah blah, and then now you're all stressed out and tired and fatigued, and so and maybe you have no recognition at work, and then you're like, wait a minute, I'm not worthy of this, right? That would be a hard way to learn that lesson, right? So for you, maybe that already happened for some of you, okay? But for others of you, I'm getting that these lessons around your self-worth are going to come so much easier, okay? Like, it might just be, right, like a person saying, hey, you know what, I like hanging out with you because you're funny. And it was like, all you had to do was be you and be funny. And it's like, hey, I'm funny, and like, and I feel like you're going to have more of those interactions where you're dealing with people that see your worth and recognize your worth. Not that you need to rely on them, okay? But yeah, all right, is that all right? I'm gonna stop talking because I feel like now I'm just repeating myself, Leo. But let's get into the rest of the tarot. See what else is showing up for Leo. What else does Leo need to know right now? Sing your heart out. Go out and sing if it's your thing. I just rhymed. All right. You have the Five of Wands. You have the Nine of Cups showing up reverse. So this is in your innermost. This is how you are showing up to the world, Nine of Cups. This is the Seven of Wands. This is how the universe is affecting you. And the Five of Pentacles is anything else you need to know, things you may not see coming over here. Leo, darling. Look, I see this now, okay? Look, with the Nine of Cups showing up here, this is how you're presenting yourself. And then the Five of Wands, these are challenges. So usually with the Five of Wands, I get a lot of tension. I see a lot of tension, this could be coming from people, this could be coming from ideas, but it's in your deep within. And I get the sense that the biggest person that you are fighting right now is yourself, okay? I'm not going to dismiss the fact that some of the thoughts and the ideas, some of the things that are frustrating you, came from others, right? Like maybe ideas that were imposed on you, expectations, just societal norms, whatever it is, like all of these other things can be playing a role in this. But right now, you are your biggest, you are the biggest person that you need to stand up to. Okay, it's like you're fighting yourself, like you're not recognizing your worth. The Nine of Cups showing up reversed here. And that's why the second house is here, because you're not following things that make you happy. You're not allowing yourself to experience joy. The Nine of Cups is about finding this emotional fulfillment, figuring out, what do I want to do that makes me happy, regardless of everything else that's fighting within you? Making space to feel good, right? Maybe what feels good is taking a nap. I don't know, right? Maybe what feels good is going out on a walk, taking a break from work, taking a day off if you have the ability, right? We don't all have that ability, but if you do, going out and watching a movie, hanging out with a friend, I don't know, whatever, right? Sorry, I'm just throwing silly ideas out there because this is practical tarot after all. But it's like, I don't know, like there's something about you creating space for that, and asking for what you need. Okay, I see so much blue here, and the fact that there is more blue here is making me think that you are not sharing, that you're vocal. For some of you, you're a vocal, your throat chakra over here, like you're vocalizing your needs, sharing your ideas, your feelings. Okay, maybe if you haven't been feeling great, kind of putting it out there somehow. It could be didn't I just say sing your heart out? Yeah, sing your heart out, okay? For some of you, maybe listening to music can be cathartic, journaling, writing, talking it out, recording a voice memo for yourself, okay? Like that sort of thing, anything along those lines to help you get in touch with your feelings, okay? Because I feel like there are feelings here that you can be dismissing. So particularly those around your self-worth, and the way that you value yourself. Are you telling yourself how valuable you are? Are you telling yourself the things that you are proud of? Are you like grounding these ideas? Okay, I feel like there's something here about you in your practical realm, like in your everyday needing to do something that reminds you, where you're telling yourself. So this could be like repeating a mantra. This could be like I said, journaling, like all of those examples that I just gave, okay? But creating space for that, because it's like until you see your worth, until you make yourself happy, nobody is going to make you happy, okay? The Nine of Cups is very independent and individualistic. Nobody can make you happy, right? People can kind of tell you jokes, people can tell you how amazing you are, people can tell you what they see in you, but if you don't believe it, then it doesn't matter, right? Some of y'all have been expecting others to make you happy, and the thing is, it has to come from within, okay? Leo, the universe, it wants you to find your light. It wants you to stand in your power. It wants you to say, hey, like, here I am. Allow yourself to shine over here. I feel like, I'm seeing this like as a progression of, as you, right? Like you put these wands in a row, and you're like, you straighten them out, and you're like, hey, ideas. You're organized now. Go away, right? I'm really seeing this like, go, like, no, 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 okay? So like for some of y'all need to say no. Some of y'all need to set hard boundaries here with people, with ideas, things that aren't true to you, okay? A lot about, yeah, kind of, I'm gonna throw this out there. Oh, I see, Doug, because the second house can also rule like the right. Because I've been talking a lot about self-worth, okay, but your stability, your roots, your literal like foundation, right? So this could be like work related and things like that. You might be feeling a little bit shaky about that, so that could be affecting the way that you see yourself. All right. So resources, okay, I see it. I see it. Okay, I see the yeah. Look, some of y'all could be feeling down and out, especially, right? Like if your stability, if your foundations are feeling unstable, right? Your roots are feeling unstable. Okay, your root chakra could be another thing that you need to work on balancing. Remind yourself, okay, that there are resources out there, and hence this need to communicate. Some of y'all are not asking for what you need, but the support is there. Okay, there is going like the sextile is saying, hey, community, like, hey, ease, like supportive energies are around you, but you need to be willing to share it out, and you need to be willing to say what it is that you are missing, or what you're lacking, or what it is that isn't working for you. Okay, so yes, both your like your emotional and mental self-worth and your physical worth, okay, could be in need of your attention. And for a lot of you, I'm getting the sense that you are placing a lot of value on your emotional self-worth based on your physical like possessions, right? Like kind of like, you know, valuing yourself by how much money you have or something like that, right? So kind of feeling down and out and things like that. But the thing is that that's not your true worth, right? Like a lot of, how do I say this? Yes, there are things that you can do. Yes, there are resources, right? Yes, there are ways to stretch a dollar and stretch, a penny or whatever the saying is. But don't, a lot of those things are kind of out of our control, right? Like, dang, sorry, I don't want to get into like, I don't want to get into like politics and all of that stuff, but I guess this is practical tarot. But right, like there are certain things we have no control over, right? Like minimum wage or rent or things like that, right? We can try to figure out where there might be in a more affordable place to live. We can try to figure out how we can stretch those pennies, right? We can figure out where there are resources, right? Like, are there any food banks? Is there rent support? Is there, look, I don't know why I'm getting there. I hope that there are messages here for somebody that maybe you needed to hear. Okay, but there's this need to recognize what you have access to and that there are resources out there. Okay, but you need to be willing to share. And I also am here to remind you that your value, your financial, like how much money is in your pocket or in your bank account, does not define your worth. Okay, like it does not define, it defines maybe, yeah, your fine, like bank worth, but not who you are as a person and how worthy you are as a human being. Okay, so yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave it, Leo. All right, I am going to pull a mantra card for you because that's where I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling right now. But look, I hope that there were messages for you here. I hope that wasn't too harsh. But if there were any messages for you, please, let me know if you'd like to see more readings like this. I hope that you're looking for the resources that you need. I hope, know that the support is out there, okay? You just have to be willing to ask. All right. I think it's this. I have to feel to heal. All right. This is my strength card and my card. Okay. So you have to feel to heal, Leo. All right. That's funny. This is a card of Leo. Okay. So the strength card is a card of Leo. So be you, okay? Be real with yourself. Don't be afraid, okay? Like value yourself where you are. Those feelings, those feelings of not feeling great, guess what? If you work through them, they're going to help you heal, right? If you recognize them rather than dismiss them, if you pay attention to the things that are frustrating you, guess what? Those frustrations are telling you something that can be very healing, okay? I'm going to remind you that true strength comes from facing our vulnerabilities, okay? Being brave is facing our fears, right? If we go through life just, getting things done, but we're not afraid of anything, that's not being brave. That's just being, right? But when we face our fears, that's when our true strength shows. So I'm going to leave it there. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I hope there were messages for you. And thank you for sharing your energy with me. All right. I hope to see you again sometime. All right. We are going to clean up here. And we are going to move on to Virgo. I'm going to drink some water. All right. Hello, hello. Hello, Virgo. Virgo sun, moon, rising, or whichever placement brought you here. Welcome to this reading. We are asking, what do you need to know right now? I'm going to say that we are starting this reading with an energy check. So, wow. So if this part of the reading makes sense to you, that you know that you are at the right place. If it does not make sense to you, please feel free to check out a different placement. All right, the messages have been getting pretty specific here, so trust yourself, trust that you know which of these messages are for you. And just to let you know, there is a part 1. So I did 6 signs in this video, and there's another video with the other 6 signs because my video was getting too long, so I had to cut it. All right, just all right, Virgo, goodness golly, what do you need to know right now? What is happening? So right now there is, your mind seems to be overactive, hyperactive. Your understanding, your consciousness, right? Like your psyche, you have psyche showing up over here, along with quincunx energy. Okay, this is disagreement, this is discord, arguments, and I'm getting that these are all within you. So there is something that you are fighting within yourself. Okay, and with psyche here, with your soul showing up, there is some lesson, something that deeper, right? Like that your consciousness wants you to take in, to work through, to challenge yourself at, but it feels like you're in the thick of it now. Okay, like I don't want to dismiss the chaos that you might be sensing, or say like, oh, it's gonna be okay, right? Like you're gonna learn a lesson and you're gonna be fine, right? Like, yes, you're gonna learn a lesson. There's something, well, if you're willing to do the work, okay, there is some kind of, I'm getting it as, it's almost like a sense of relief if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to expand your mind. There's something about keeping an open mind, because I feel like right now it's almost like you're blocking yourself off, like you keep fighting these ideas with yourself. And there's something, you know, with the quincunx energy, there's something about being willing to maybe integrate these ideas or figure out what it is that you need to cut off and release to be able to take in these lessons, or to be able to expand your consciousness. There you go. Okay, so anyway, if that's making sense to you, let's get into the rest of the reading and see what else you need to know right now, Virgo. All right, Virgo, what does Virgo need to know right now? All right, you have the Mother of Cups showing up in your innermost. You have the Three of Swords, yeah, showing up. This is how you are presenting to the world, how the universe is affecting you as the Emperor. And the Ace of Swords reversed is things that you may not see coming, or anything else that you need to know right here, okay? I'm going to say for some of you, you've either already received communication that really shook your ground, that maybe was very hurtful, right? It could be that could be part of what's causing this tension within you, these ideas to be kind of at a conflict, because like, sorry, because you have the Ace of Swords reversed, all right? And so this could be something that's happening, or something that you need to keep an eye out for, or an ear out for, more really. Be mindful of what people are saying your way, okay? Like, not to believe, be mindful of miscommunication as well. Like maybe not misunderstanding what somebody said and then taking it to heart, or not asking any clarifying questions, right? Like maybe somebody says something that really hurt you, and I'm not saying that you should forgive them because they didn't mean it or anything like that, right? But like maybe, you know, asking a follow-up question, and then they tend to hurt you, and then you're like, dang, all right. But being mindful that you're not accepting these things as truths either, okay? I'm getting kind of some sort of false information being thrown your way, or miscommunication, like ideas that aren't yours, okay? But the thing about this is that it's teaching you something, right? Like I said, I don't want to dismiss that this can feel chaotic and stressful during the time. But, you know, for example, I don't know, let's say in a very simple example, okay? Maybe you were talking to a friend and they said something that really hurt your feelings, right? And maybe you even clarified and said, what did you mean by that? And they clarified and you were still very hurt by it. and you were like, dang, like I didn't know you looked at me that way or whatever, right? And this isn't to say like, oh, this person thinks that I'm, blank, whatever, right? Like, oh, maybe this person thinks I'm selfish, right? We're gonna go with a silly example here, okay? But the energy is what I'm, like the examples are silly, like, the energy is what you're, I hope you were understanding, okay? But this person called me selfish. It's not to say, oh, I'm learning that I'm selfish, right? Maybe you are taking this time to reflect and be like, maybe I haven't been so giving. Or maybe you're learning, hey, I feel like I've given a lot of myself to this friend and this friend wants more and is still calling me selfish. Maybe I don't need this friend, right? So it can go either way, right? But really, that's the example, right? But apply it to however it works for you, right? There's something about, for example, you taking the situation, trying to see both sides of the coin where there's that dissonance, and then figuring out, what it is. Is it something that you need to work through internally? Is it something that you need to work through with others? Okay. So a lot of, that is something that needs your attention right now. Okay. I do want to say, it feels like, I do feel like I feel like somebody hurt you. Like I, with these two swords showing up here, the three of swords, I don't think it's, I get the sense that it was an idea. I get a sense that it was words. Okay. Like, I feel like words were said, and maybe that's not everybody's story, but I feel like for most of you, something really stuck to you. So there's this need for you to ask yourself, why did this really hurt me? Because when we hear something that, and it just, like, maybe it's something negative or some, about ourselves or whatever, but it doesn't really affect us, right? It's because we know it's not true, or maybe we're able to laugh at ourselves, maybe we're in a better headspace, or we just kind of don't really care, right? But for some reason, you really cared about some idea, some words, something that someone did toward you. It really affected you. So this is about you checking in with yourself and asking yourself, why am I hurt about this? What did this trigger? Did it trigger some inner child healing that needs to happen? Did it trigger something that I'm unconsciously insecure about? Did it trigger, where is the reaction coming from? All right. Allow yourself to sit with that and to nurture that part of yourself. The Mother of Cups wants you to take a softer approach to your pain. Allow yourself to, how do I say this? Like, sit with little Virgo and be like, hey, little Virgo, why are you sad? Right? Or sit with your pain and not just be like, stop it. That was stupid. I'm not mad. Like, I don't care. Or I'm mad, or dismissing it, or just saying it doesn't even matter. Right? Because obviously it matters to some level. Look, this is not your story. It's not your story. Okay. Check your other placements. I told you they were getting specific. But there's this need, to, it's about you at the end of the day. Okay. It's not about other people. It's about you. And so be soft with yourself. Give yourself the space to cry. Give yourself the space to nurture yourself, to nurture your wounds. Okay. So for example, I want to go back to the friend example, right? Maybe your friend said like, you're so selfish, right? And, that would look like, if you're actually like cutting your friend off and you're like, no, I give so much of myself to you and you still don't appreciate it, and you're deciding to cut your friend off, right? Let's say you go there. Yeah, you don't have to, right? I'm just saying. That might look like giving yourself the space to grieve, right? Giving yourself the space to honor that, hey, we maybe once had a good friendship, but it's just no longer working. Giving yourself, like it's not like, oh, whatever, they were mean anyway, so blah blah blah. It's like, no, it's okay. You can sit with your feelings, okay? If you're trying to work things out, with your friend, that might look like, hey, sharing your actual feelings. Hey, like it really sucked when you told me this, because I feel like I give so much to you, but why do you think I'm selfish, right? So like having a soft approach. There you go. That's what I was trying to get to. All right. The Mother of Cups has a very nurturing and soft approach, which I know can be difficult to access sometimes, particularly when we're in our pain and when we're in our hurt. That's a lot to ask of, from us, when we're in that energy. But it's, look, it's the messages that are showing up here, okay? I do feel like, I don't know, like whatever words, whatever learning, whatever ideas that kind of have been throwing toward you that are causing this tension are creating someone so strong over here. How the universe is affecting you with this emperor is that it's like encouraging you to stand tall, to stand proud. Okay, this is Aries energy. This is Virgo. Yeah. So, sorry, I was like wondering where how do Aries and Virgo get along? I can't imagine they get along too well. If y'all quincunx, I'm gonna be laughing, but I don't know if you do actually. But the emperor energy, right, is someone who is confident, someone who takes charge, takes lead, isn't afraid to take that first step, and I feel like as a result of you balancing, things that you're learning about yourself, balancing that softer side of you and kind of working through all of these conflicting thoughts, it's helping you to rise up. It's helping you to learn how to stand up for yourself and learn how to do things, getting in touch, it's really interesting because I feel like, oh, I see the whole message now, because I was like trying to wonder, because I feel like you're primarily being asked to focus in on your feminine, more softer, nurturing energy, but then the emperor, right, is it's masculine energy. It's very active, and I see it. What is happening is that as you get in touch with that softer side of you, that's actually going to bring more balance, because it's going to give you more strength to be also to truly bring that feminine and masculine energy into balance, to stand up for yourself and things like that, right? It's like you're no longer going to be, I mean, obviously, like, keeping the balance is always hard. Like keeping it 100% of the time is hard, right? Sometimes we need to be more in our feminine, sometimes we need to be more in our masculine, though. But I feel like as you allow yourself to get in touch with this feminine, is going to strengthen your masculine as well. So don't be afraid to kind of delve into your emotions and be in an energy of nurturing and softness, because ultimately that's going to help you feel stronger in the end. So yeah, it seems kind of conflicting, but it is. Look, these are the messages that we're getting. All right, Virgo. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull from my little deck of self-care, if I can find it. Where's my little deck of self-care? Oh, it's over here. All right, so let's see, anything else that you need. Oh, something flipped. What was it? Did you see it? I think that one wants to be with you. Establish a routine. All right, so these are just any extra messages that you might need to hear at this time. And nope. Sometimes they just pop out, and I love it when they do, but right now we're not getting any cards popping out. You think it's... That's way too many. All right. Oh, here. That one. That one flipped over. Yep, that was it. Okay. All right, cool. You have laugh. All right, watch something funny. Call your funny friends. All right, make time for laughter. Right. Remember that being sad and being in pain and being in discomfort and having space for joy don't always need to be. It's not like one or the other, okay? These two can coexist. You can be healing and sad. And in case I didn't bring it up, the Three of Swords showed up reversed. So the healing is nigh. The healing is close, all right? I feel like you're close to coming out of this energy, all right? But also, right, we can be sad and still create space for laughter. I feel like a lot of people have, it's like, no, but I'm sad. I don't want to laugh. But it's like, it's not like you're... I don't know, like the ideas can coexist, okay? Just remind yourself of that, all right? Your routine could need your attention. All right, so whether it's establishing a routine around self-care, establishing a routine toward your mental health, I feel like something regarding your mental health as well, okay? Maybe even a spiritual practice, like adding something like that into your routine could also need your attention, or it could be of benefit right now. And then you have sing your heart out. So for some of you, getting out and singing, you could be getting messages through music, okay? Or listening to music can be cathartic and can help you process some of the things that you're feeling. something. And also, this is my judgment card in my deck. So that is a card of awakenings, right? Like I said at the very beginning, it's like a new consciousness, a new version of you. Like you are waking up to something new, something different, like a new understanding that's giving you this chance to have like a rebirth. All right, so the question is, are you gonna answer the judgment call, the call here? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there, Virgo. All right, but if there were messages for you here, please leave me a like, a comment, subscribe. Let me know if you'd like to see more readings like this, and if there was anything for you here at all. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, and I hope to see you again sometime. Bye.